Welcome to One Community Partnership2, an overview of collective impact. OCP2 was funded by SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration of the Department of Health and Human Services of the federal government. Funding was awarded to the Broward County Board of County Commissioners through their Human Services Department. The grant is being implemented through the Broward Behavioral Health Coalition. It is a one-year planning grant focused on identifying the needs of transition-age youth with behavioral health challenges in Broward County and developing strategies to address those needs. This presentation will provide a brief overview of how OCP2 was developed, what we intend to accomplish, and how we will utilize a collective impact framework with results-based accountability strategies to help us get there. Nearly 10 years ago, Broward County began transforming behavioral health services to youth and their families through the implementation of Broward's One Community Partnership initiative, Building Healthy Minds for Healthy Children. As one of the first system of care transformation grants awarded by SAMHSA, OCP was a success, and even after federal funding ended, the community has maintained its commitment to the implementation of SAMHSA's system of care philosophy. Broward continues to celebrate the use of natural supports within community-based care, a focus on child and family-centered and guided services, utilization of high-fidelity wraparound, the implementation and training of evidence-based practices across systems, and a continuous performance improvement focus on increasing the quality of care delivered within an integrated care service delivery system. We were also successful in implementing social marketing campaigns to raise awareness. While OCP1 was successful in many ways, we still were faced with several challenges and learned lessons along the way. In addition, since the receipt of funding for OCP1, the fiscal climate has changed, with a recession affecting housing and employment and the introduction of the Affordable Care Act. Challenges that continue include changing insurance requirements, the lack of braided or integrated funding, philosophical and servant provision differences between the adult and child serving systems, and the need for shared measurement across different community systems. The transition to young adulthood presents a myriad of opportunities and challenges. A time in one's life when primary education is concluding and other responsibilities begin, secondary education, employment, financial independence, the stressors facing this population can be at a minimum frustrating and at their worst debilitating. Research has consistently indicated that transition-age youth with serious emotional disturbances are not provided with the supports and resources necessary to navigate the complex tasks of young adulthood, which impedes their ability to secure and maintain employment, achieve financial independence, and locate appropriate housing. We have chosen to utilize a collective impact framework with results-based accountability strategies to address the complex needs of this population. So, what is collective impact and how do we achieve it? Collective impact initiatives are long-term commitments by a group of important actors who represent different sectors who are committed to a common agenda to solve a specific social problem. Their actions are supported by a shared measurement system, mutually reinforcing activities, and ongoing communication, and are staffed by an independent backbone organization. Let's watch a quick video about collective impact.
The number and complexity of challenges facing our world can be overwhelming. When individual organizations attempt to tackle the most daunting problems, success stories are all too rare. Many innovative approaches have been tried, too few have worked. However, when organizations work together under the right conditions, they can accomplish great things. One particularly effective means of collaboration is collective impact. Using the collective impact approach, a number of complex social challenges have been addressed and some remarkable results have been achieved. Youth incarcerations dropped by 45% in just 3 years, with no change in public safety, improving the lives of thousands of youths. 6,000 public housing residents were placed in new jobs during the recession. More than 1,000 acres were restored and over 280 million pounds of pollution voluntarily reduced to conserve and restore a river. Organizations utilizing a collective impact approach do the following: agree to a common goal, agree to track progress in the same way, which allows for continuous improvement, do what each does best while identifying new ways to work together, have consistent communication, and finally, have skilled and dedicated resources to support ongoing efforts. The world's toughest challenges aren't going away. In fact, many experts predict they will continue to grow in both number and complexity. Solving these problems requires a range of expertise from a number of diverse organizations. Collective impact is a proven approach, helping organizations work together to move mountains.
We know all too well, working in the social services sector, that we tend to work in silos. We have traditionally had funding silos and service silos, yet we are all serving the same population. Collective impact allows us to come together in a structured way to achieve social change. In order to achieve social collective impact, you need a strong backbone organization or a champion. In this case, OCP2 has the Broward County's Human Services Department as the grantee, Broward Behavioral Health Coalition and the project team as the driving force, and the Leadership Council as the champion of the effort. The Leadership Council is comprised of individuals who have access to influence and affluence, people who can make things happen in terms of funding, regulatory changes, shifts in the way we do business. The project team and the system of care integration team are the connectors. They are the people who work within the systems at leadership levels and who can help connect people to services. The subcommittees are the change agents, the people who are getting the work done. Throughout all levels, it is critical that the voice and choice of family members and youth, the people who are receiving services, are not only heard, but are equal partners at the table. Collective impact starts with a common agenda. The common agenda for OCP2 is to create opportunities for youth between the ages of 14 and 21 who have behavioral health challenges, mental health, substance use, and other complex conditions to successfully transition to adulthood. The vision for OCP2 is that youth and families with mental health, substance use, and other complex conditions in Broward County will realize lifetime recovery, resiliency, and wellness. And our mission is to expand and enhance the delivery and quality of services to transitioning adolescents and young adults 14 to 21 years of age with mental health, substance use, and other complex conditions in Broward County Children's Behavioral Health System of Care, and provide an effective transition for all youth to adulthood. Collective impact also establishes shared measurement. That means agreeing to track progress in the same way, which allows for continuous improvement. It lets us know how we are doing, where we need to improve, and what we need to be focused on. So how do we know how we are doing? What are the key indicators we are looking for? What data do we have? What would we like to have? What would we like to develop? There are so many different indicators and areas in which this population is affected. They're affected in terms of hospitalization rates, community involvement, housing, criminal justice involvement, natural supports, best practices, suicide rates, graduation rates, youth and family voice, well-trained workforce, racial ethnic disparities, sustainability, substance use, STDs and STIs, teen birth rates, and employment. All areas that we can focus on. Collective impact also fosters mutually reinforcing activities. That means coordinating collective efforts to maximize the end result. What are we going to do to get there? What are the strategies that we're going to use to help this population succeed? So, what do we know? What works? What has research told us? What have the individuals who have lived with behavioral health challenges and their families told us? Have other communities like ours been successful in engaging youth and families, bringing together individuals from diverse sectors, natural supports, faith-based communities, the school system, local businesses, universities and colleges, health facilities, child welfare, juvenile justice? The list goes on and on. How can we help each other to solve this complex challenge? We do it by integrating funding, services, data and technology, being culturally and linguistically sensitive and competent, engaging natural supports, and most importantly, allowing youth and families an equal voice as partners in this process and choice about decisions that are made. As the saying goes, nothing about me without me. One of the most important ingredients of collective impact is the continuous communication that needs to take place among all partners. This means building trust and relationships among all participants, being respectful of each other's strengths, needs, abilities, and preferences, and allowing dialogue to take place. On the surface, collective impact may sound easy. However, it is hard work and requires continuous effort and tenacity. If we do this, and we have all of these conditions, we can produce extraordinary results for the youth of Broward County. Collective impact can take us from common goals to uncommon results. In closing, Helen Keller said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Collective impact gives us a framework to be the change we wish to see in the world.